class standing, so you can come to the top of your mat if you're using a mat, or just whatever space you're in. And relax your arms. Close your eyes if you'd like. And lift all your toes up off the mat. Feel your arches lift. And spread your toes out wide and slowly place them on the ground. And try that again. Lift your toes up off the mat. Feel your arches lift. Spread the toes out as wide as you can. And then slowly lower them to the ground. And begin to very gently rock your weight forward and back. You can rock your weight a little from side to side. And then come to the middle and let your weight roll to the outer edge of your foot and the inner edges of your feet. Roll to the outer edge of your foot again and the inner edge. And then try to find a happy medium. It feels like your weight is even between the outer edge, the inner edge, the front, the back, the sides, and your toes are gripping the mat. Let your shoulders relax, especially if you've noticed them lift. You can let your tailbone lengthen towards the ground, and at the same time feel the crown of your head stretch up. Let the muscles in your face relax. Relax your jaw, your forehead, your eyes. Let your tongue relax in your mouth. Once you feel like you're settled here, follow your breath in and out of your nose. Try closing your mouth if you can, closing your lips. See if it feels natural to let your breathing slow down. Try lengthening out your exhale a little bit more by gently controlling the speed at which you release the air from your nose. After your next breath out, slowly turn your head to the right. You can keep your eyes closed. And slowly turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right again. And try not to force this movement, just see how far your neck comfortably turns, and then switch directions. And keep going slowly side to side. Bring your head back to the middle. And lift your shoulders up towards your ears as high up as they'll go, and then slowly bring them down as low as they'll go. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears again, and slowly down. One more time, lift your shoulders, and lower your shoulders. And circle your shoulders a few times, up and back. And then up and forward. And let your shoulders settle comfortably in the middle. You can begin to open your eyes if they were closed. Rotate your palms forward. Feel your fingers stretch wide. And then breathe in slowly as you reach your arms out wide and over your head. And then exhale as you rotate your palms down and slowly lower your arms. Inhale as you rotate your palms out, reach wide and over your head. Exhale as you turn your palms down and slowly lower your arms. One more time, reach your arms up. And lower your arms down. Good. Give your hands a little shake. Bend and straighten your knees. And then come back to a position with your arms rotated out, your palms facing forward. Come to a comfortable stance. And then inhale as you reach wide and up. And then stay here as you breathe out. You can keep your arms apart or hold your right wrist. Am I doing that right? No, sorry, hold your left wrist. Reach up a little bit higher, and then take your left arm up and over if you're holding your wrist. If your arms are shoulder width, just reach both arms up and over. And take your time as you come back up to the middle. If you're holding your wrist, switch wrists, holding onto the right hand or the right wrist. Reach up and over to the left. And slowly come back to center. Reach both fingertips or both hands to the ceiling. And then start to take your arms wide and down as you hinge forward. Just come halfway down. You can look down towards the ground. Soften the knees. Keep your arms reaching out wide. And then push through your heels as you send your hips forward and your arms up, your chest up. We'll do this a few times. Slowly hinge from your hips, soften your knees, come halfway down. And then push through your heels, reach back up, the hips come forward. And one more time, hinge at the hips, so your hips come back, the knees bend a little, and your back stays neutral. Good, drive down through your feet as you reach back overhead. And then release your arms down by your sides. And walk your feet together. Bring your heels together, your toes together. Just rest your hands on your hips. Start to gently bend your knees, sending your knees forward over your toes. This can be really gentle, just see how it feels in the back of the leg, around the calf and the lower leg. And then we'll change this movement to a circle. You can bring your hands down to your thighs, right above your knees, and slowly circle the knees in either direction. And keep your feet on the ground, and circle in the other direction. Good. Come up to stand, separate your feet, rotate your palms forward. Just let your shoulders relax. Sorry, my dog's making noise. Rotate your palms out. Inhale as you reach over your head. Exhale as you slowly hinge from the hips, and this time try folding all the way down over your legs. The knees are soft. Let your head and your shoulders relax. You can gently rock your weight on your feet. Now bring your hands to your thighs, lift halfway up. And then slowly fold back down. Feel your upper back completely relax. One more time, lift halfway up. Feel your spine lengthen forward. The shoulder blades back and down. And then fold all the way down and bring your fingertips to the mat. And take a long step back with the right foot. And feel your right heel stretch back. You can keep your fingertips resting on the mat lightly, or if you'd like, let your fingertips hover so your legs are holding a bit more weight. Right, when you're ready, bring your palms down. Slowly step the left foot back to plank. And hold a strong plank position as you breathe in. As you breathe out, drop your knees, point your toes, and lower your chest and belly together. Look to the ground, hug your elbows in and lift your chest to baby cobra. Exhale as your chest and your head come down. And once more, gently lift your chest, lift your head, keep your gaze down. Exhale as you lower. Tuck your toes, push back up to your knees, and then lift your hips to downward facing dog. Slowly pedal your feet. Start to walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale as you reach wide and over your head. And exhale as you fold back down, hinging from your hips and relaxing your neck. Inhale to lift halfway up, lengthen out your back. Exhale to fold forward. Again, inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale as you fold. Bring your fingertips to the mat, step your left foot back into a lunge, and stretch back through the left heel. Like the last side, you can keep your fingertips light on the ground or lift them up. And slowly step back to a plank position and breathe in. As you breathe out, drop your knees, point your toes, lower your belly and your chest together. Look down, and squeeze the shoulders back and down as you lift your chest. Lower as you breathe out. Once more, lift your chest, lift your head with your gaze down. Exhale as you lower. Tuck your toes, push straight up to your knees, lift your hips to downward dog. You can continue to pedal your feet or just hold a downward dog. If you want to rest, bring your knees down, relax your arms. And slowly walk your feet to your hands. Inhale as you reach overhead. And just let your arms float down as you breathe out. You can walk your big toes together. Relax your arms. And lift your right knee. Try to feel balanced here. You can rest your hand on something if you feel very shaky, or take a few tries to find that balance. And slowly straighten the right leg out, push through the heel, and bend your knee. If that felt okay, lift your knee a little higher. Try straightening your right leg out again, pushing through the heel, and then bend your knee. We'll do this a few times. Notice if you're leaning back or bending the standing leg a lot, and try to stay fairly upright as you lift your knee and straighten out your leg. Good, bend your knee. Just one more time. Whoa. One more time. Straighten out your right leg, push through the heel, and then bend your knee. Take a wide step back, drop your right foot, and turn your body to the right side of your mat. Your left toes can turn in. Bring your hands to your hips, keep your feet facing forward, and bend your right knee, shifting your weight over into your right hip. And you can either keep your hands at your hips or stretch your arms forward and let your hips sit back a little more. Okay, breathe through your nose. Try to keep your breath moving in and out. Good. Slowly lift your chest. Bring your hands back to your hips. And then one more time, shift your weight to your right foot. Bend your right knee. Let the hips sit back. Your hands can stay here or reach forward. Relax your arms, lift your chest, turn your left toes to the front of the mat, turn the right toes in, and then bring your hands down and step back to plank. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out as you slowly lower your chest and your belly and point your toes. Inhale as you lift your chest. Exhale as you come down. Tuck your toes, push up to plank and then downward dog, or push up to your knees and then downward dog. And slowly walk your feet to your hands. Inhale as you reach wide and overhead, and let your arms float down as you breathe out. Bring your feet together again. Lift your left knee up. Use some support or find your balance. Good. When you're ready, straighten the left leg out, push through the heel, and then bend your knee. You can stay there or lift the knee up a little higher, straighten out your leg, push through the heel, and then bend your knee. Try to keep your leg, your standing leg, your torso straight, and do that again. Straighten the leg, push through the heel, and then bend your knee. One more time. Good. Bend your left knee, take a slow step back, a wide step back. Turn your right toes in. Bring your hands to your hips. This time, shift your weight into your left hip, bend your left knee. Keep your hands at your hips or reach out in front of you. Good. Slowly come back to the middle, straighten out your torso. And then do that again. Shift your weight to your left hip, bend your left knee. Let the hips move back. And come back up to center and turn your right toes forward, your left toes in, and bring your hands down as you step back to plank. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out as you lower all the way down, nice and slow. Point your toes, lift your chest to baby cobra. Exhale as you lower. Tuck your toes, push straight up to plank, and then downward dog. Take a moment here to catch your breath, breathing in and out of your nose. Good. Walk your feet forward. Inhale as you reach overhead. Let your arms come down as you exhale. Bring the big toes together. Lift your right knee up again. And when you feel fairly balanced, hold your right knee with your left hand and reach your right arm straight ahead. Good. If this feels pretty steady, take your right arm up in a big circle, reach towards the ceiling and let your chest turn as your right arm reaches back. You can turn your head or keep your head forward. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling and forward, letting your chest turn forward. And then again, reach to the ceiling, open the chest, reach back. Reach to the ceiling, Turn the chest forward and reach forward. Let's do that one more time. Good. As your right arm comes forward, release your knee or your foot to the ground and take your left knee up. Hold your knee with your right hand. Reach your left arm forward. Keep pushing away from the ground with the right foot. And then take your left arm up towards the ceiling right beside your ear. Turn your chest to the left as you reach back. Take your left arm back overhead and forward. Reach up to the ceiling. Turn your chest to the left as you reach back. Reach all the way up. Turn the chest forward. Reach forward. Just one more time. Good. As your left arm comes forward, release your left foot. Heel toe the feet apart. Rotate your palms forward. And inhale as you reach wide and up. Exhale as you hinge forward, fold forward. Inhale as you lift halfway. Exhale as you fold back down. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Step one foot back, drop your knee. Step the other foot back and drop your knee. Give yourself enough space here on the mat to lower your chest and belly down. And then rest your head on your hands. Take your feet a comfortable distance apart. Push the front of your hips into the mat. And bend your right knee. Without letting your hips lift off the ground, squeeze your heel towards your hip. If you feel a little cramp in your hamstring, here, let your foot back off until the cramp starts to go away, and then try again slowly. I'm just going to hold here for a few more breaths. It should feel pretty challenging to squeeze the heel in and not let the front of your hips lift. And lift your head away from your hands for a moment and reach back with your right hand. If your ankle or your foot is right there and you can grab a hold, do. And instead of pulling in, start to kick your foot or your ankle into your hand. Do this slowly, so you're not immediately pushing into the hand, but just gradually ramping up the intensity. And if your foot or ankle is out of reach, keep your head down and work on squeezing the heel in. And continue to push out against your hands for one more breath. And then release your foot. Slowly lower it to the ground. And you can rock your hips from side to side. And then push the front of the hips into the mat again. This time bend your left knee and squeeze your heel towards your hip. And then hold there. After your next breath, lift your head, reach back with the left hand, and just check, is your foot within reach, is your ankle within reach, and if it is, hold on. And start to push your foot or ankle away, like your hand is trying to pull in, your foot is pushing away. There's a bit of resistance. And like the last side, just slowly make this more and more intense, not just 0 to 100. Good. Slowly release your ankle. Let your foot come all the way down. Rock your hips from side to side. And bring your hands under your shoulders and push up to your knees. Bring your legs out in front of you. And straighten out your legs. Keep your legs together. Bring your hands behind your hips. You can have your fingers pointing back or turn the fingers in towards the hips. Spread them out on the mat. And feel your shoulders pulled back and down, lifting your chest, straightening your arms. And then from here, push your hips up, reach your toes down, and your head can go wherever it's comfortable. Maybe you let it look up towards the ceiling or keep it in at the chest. And lift the hips up a little more, reach the toes down a little more. And lower your hips. Relax your wrists. You can shake out the hands, circle the wrists. We'll do that one more time. You'll find a hand position that feels okay. And spread your fingers out, start to straighten your arms, pull the shoulder blades back and down. And then lift your hips. Ready, keep the shoulder blades back and down as your hips lift. And let the hips lift a little more, point the toes. And then lower your hips. You can bend your knees, relax the hands. Good. And we'll come down to the mat, onto our backs. Good. Hug your knees to your chest. Feel the back of the neck lengthen on the ground. You can rock from side to side if you'd like. And bring your knees over the center of your chest or over your hips. And relax your arms by your sides. As you take a breath in, slowly reach your arms over your head and straighten your legs towards the ceiling, pushing up through the heels. As you exhale, float your arms down and bend your knees. And inhale as your arms reach, your legs straighten, the heels push up. Exhale as your arms float down and your knees bend. And keep going with your breath, breathing in. Reach your arms, lengthen the neck, lengthen the backs of the legs. Exhale to float your arms down. as you reach and straighten the legs. Exhale as you bend your knees. Let your arms come down. Good. Lower your feet to the ground. Adjust your hips on the mat. You can rotate your palms to the ceiling. Keep your knees bent or straighten out your legs on the ground. Make yourself comfortable. Once you do feel comfortable and settled, you can close your eyes or just lower your gaze. If your mouth is open, try closing your lips and follow your breath through your nose. Let your hips and your shoulders feel heavy. Relax your belly, your chest. Relax your jaw and your forehead, your eyes. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. You can slowly move your fingers and move your toes. And if your legs are straight, bend your knees one at a time. And slowly turn to one side and cradle your head in your hand, in your arm. And with your eyes closed, Push yourself up to a seated position. Relax your shoulders and lengthen your spine. Lower your chin towards your chest. Gradually open your eyes. And lift your head back up. Thank you for practicing with me, and I'll be back next week.